Okay, welcome to Politics and Video Games with Kyle and Andrew. Uh, this week we have a pretty good amount to talk about because the news is going fucking crazy. Uh, we're recording on October 31st. This probably won't be released till November 1st or November 2nd. But as many of you know, there was a terrorist attack in New York City today, and ISIS has already taken responsibility for it. Or that's wrong. There was a note that points to ISIS taking responsibility for it. Okay,
All right.
so what we're first going to talk about is Trump disputing the widow's accounts of the condolence call that he made that he got a lot of flack for last week. He disputed last Monday. He disputed a widow's account of condolences calls he made to her following the death of her husband in Niger in October. Maisha Johnson, the widow of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson, discussed her disappointment with the call on Good Morning America last Monday morning, saying the president stumbled on her husband's name and suggesting the only reason he knew it was because the report was right in front of him. Simpson, what do you think of that? Since he was pretty critical of Obama not calling Gold Star families, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I don't. I think he did. It is pretty disrespectful to at least not have your shit together enough to sound sincere. But I mean, at the same time, this was written down. He had a written down speech for him probably of what to say to this lady, and he just rehearsed it.
Well, she even said the call made her cry because she was so angry at the tone of his voice.
Right. It was probably some real monotone. Just yep. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, and no one will give her any answers to how or why her husband died. She wasn't even allowed to view the body.
Right. Which is kind of crazy. I mean, if you want to see that kind of thing, because that's closure for some people. Some people
I mean,
they got to see it.
especially if it's like your husband or your significant other, like no matter how bad they look, you still want to see them to kind of get it in your head that yes, they're dead. Maybe not an open casket, but you do want to see it.
Right. Something, anything, and she wasn't allowed to see anything of it.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole operation was a clusterfuck. His body was found a mile away from the central scene of the ambush. Took them 48 hours to even find his body, and I think it was I want to say it was Niger troops that maybe found his body, or it was Nigerian troops helping
Hmm.
uh, find his body. I don't know. It was something very weird.
It seems kind of fishy to me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's probably a whole lot of stuff that we're not supposed to know because confidential and whatever. But I mean, it looks like a lot is already leaking to the press. And there's the question of why we're in Niger
Yeah,
to begin with.
that's a question that's not being asked enough. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I believe we've been there for a while. I remember back in the Bush days, I would have to look this up, but I remember back in the Bush days, something happening in Niger where Bush wanted to send troops in. So I think we've been there for a while, but not in the capacity that we were in um, 2 weeks ago or last week
Right.
when all this shit actually happened.
Yeah, that's there's. I don't know what's going on over there, but that's. I don't know.
And then Trump isn't really even taking responsibility for it. Uh, I mean, he could be like, yeah, I messed up a little bit on the conversation. I did have notes, but he doesn't have to be like, yeah, I was very respectful in the conversation. He's basically like calling this grieving widow a liar.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, I mean, if you're
Which,
gonna, even
which
if he did, even if he was respectful, like, just say you weren't. Say something other than no, she's wrong, I'm right.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, this whole Niger thing is uh, very fishy. I kind of have a feeling she's gonna end up suicided.
Yeah,
If
I hope it
if
doesn't
she
happen. But
Yeah, she might be pushing too many. I mean, going on morning shows and asking questions. People like that don't start taking antidepressants. They don't. They just end up taking too many antidepressants one day. Is totally what happens.
Well, I think as long as she doesn't have anything about Clinton, she's probably good.
Speaking of which, the House Republicans announcing a probe into into the circumstances surrounding the sale of a uranium mining company to Russia's Atomic
There you
Energy
go.
Agency that was approved by the Obama administration in 2010. The deal had to be approved by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, a committee that is composed of representatives from several U.S. government agencies, including the State Department, which at the time was led by Secretary Hillary Clinton. New questions have been raised by Republican lawmakers in light of reporting by The Hill that while the uranium deal was being reviewed and approved, the FBI was in the beginning stages of a racketeering and extortion investigation into a U.S. subsidiary of Rosatom. And President Trump is trying to say that this is the Watergate of the modern age, kind of ignoring the fact that his own people are getting arrested every day.
Yeah.
But let's not take away that Hillary Clinton probably is dirty in this.
Oh yeah, she's always getting money from this source and that source. It's all sketchy and no one knows where it's coming from. But
Yeah, I mean, the Clinton Foundation, the timing of the FBI probe is also in question, as is when officials who approved the uranium deal knew about it. Okay, so an American businessman recruited to assist and alerted the FBI. The businessman became an informant for the FBI and participated in the bribery plan with the FBI's approval. But the FBI did not announce the indictment until it was unsealed in October 2014, 4 years after the Obama administration approved the uranium deal. The timing is the key part of the investigation announced by House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes Tuesday. One of the things that we're concerned about is whether or not there was an FBI investigation, Nunes says. Was there a DOJ investigation? If so, why was Congress not informed of this matter? Which he does make a good point there. Why would they not tell Congress that they're investigating basically the executive branch, pretty much?
well, I don't know, because that's the thing with investigations usually. You can't really talk about it until it's already over.
But I feel like Congress, I mean, for all we know, Congress gets briefed on aliens twice a week. Like, there's a lot of stuff they get briefed on that they don't tell the American public.
Right. But it's an investigation.
Yeah, but do you not think that Congress should have to know about an investigation when it happens?
They should,
Like, if it's going into the president and or his cabinet, like, this looks like Hillary Clinton is heavily involved in it.
probably that there is an investigation, but nothing really more than that. Because then you start screwing yourself and tainting the investigation and all that shit.
So, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley has also written a letter calling on the Justice Department to lift the non-disclosure agreement, preventing that informant from speaking to Congress. Probably because that informant doesn't want to be killed, and if he speaks to Congress, people will know who he is.
Yeah. That hasn't stopped people from getting killed, though.
No, but I mean, I'm sure there's a few people that definitely don't want him talking.
Oh, yeah.
And aren't happy he talked to begin with. It was like when that guy who worked for the DNC, that was a Bernie supporter, that leaked all those emails basically saying the DNC has rigged it in support of Hillary. That dude ended up dead at 3 a.m. Like, they could have taken his wallet, made it look like it wasn't an execution. No, they left his wallet in there.
Yeah. They didn't even try.
No. They're just like, yeah, this is what happens when you tell people shit. Son of a bitch.
Wow, that was loud. Yep, that's much better.
Hang on. I can't put my laptop on silent. All right. Sorry, people listening. Don't know how to turn that off. 1 second.
Yeah, we'll just all sit here and wait while you're.
This is
What even is it? Your phone or your?
Hang on.
Is it your phone?
No, it's the messages from the. Don't play sound effects. All right.
Your
No,
computer?
it was. Yeah, my computer. It's hooked up to my phone, so when my phone gets messages, my computer tells me.
Oh, that's just stupid. Just take your phone off your computer.
I never put it on. Fucking the way technology is now, it linked my phone without asking me, because my phone was within like 10 feet of it.
Okay, that's just too.
Oh
that's
no, it's because
ridiculous.
they're on the same Apple ID. My bad, I forgot that.
What
But
the hell?
still, I feel like I should have to manually add that.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a Mac.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens with Droids and fucking Windows all the time.
Definitely never happens.
It probably happens with Windows Phone and Windows all the time.
I don't know. I never had a Windows phone.
Apparently they were pretty good. I don't know what app store they used. I don't even know if they're still a thing.
There's still a thing. Anyway, back to this probe.
Yeah, so the FBI criminal probe resulted in the sentencing of Vadim Mikarin. Yeah, that dude's Russian as fuck. Or Mikarin, an executive at 10X, a subsidiary of Rosatom, to a 48-month prison sentence for conspiracy to commit money laundering. Mikarin pleaded guilty for his role in bribery scheme, where Russian interests had compromised an American uranium trucking firm with bribes and kickbacks. I don't even know why you'd want to work in uranium to begin with. That just sounds like you're going to get cancer. How do you even... Like, don't you get cancer just from touching uranium? Like, how do they even mine that shit?
With lots of suits and things. I mean,
sounds pretty fucking dangerous.
well, yeah, it's not exactly, an easy task, but
This is my favorite part of the article. We use CNN, people, because it's biased, but it's not so clear in its biasness. Clinton said in an interview with C-SPAN this week that any accusations that she was bribed to approve the deal were baloney, and that she had been debunked repeatedly. I just love that she said baloney in a fucking real interview.
I would bet $20 that she laughed or smiled after she said baloney too.
Well, she laughed after she found out Gaddafi was dead, which I'm not gonna pretend Gaddafi was a good guy, but you don't like. She said, we came, we saw he died or something weird when she found out he died. Like something really like that a sociopath would say when they found out someone died.
What's up with all these politicians, like, just butchering all these sayings?
I don't know, trying to make their own saying.
It's weird. You need to just use the saying that already exists. It's kind of the reason why we have it.
True. Jake Sullivan, former director of Clinton's State Department Policy Planning Office, told CNN's Wolf Blitzer in an interview last week that there was really nothing to the allegations of Clinton's influencing the decision based on donations made to the Clinton Foundation. It's a little... Sullivan said that Clinton did not participate in the CFIUS decision since the approval went through a 9-agency committee. There was nothing here other than a normal process. I don't know, it's pretty weird that she got some donations to a foundation that no one can really seem to understand what they do.
Right? It's almost like that's there just for bribes. But that's wrong, right? That wouldn't happen.
No. Politicians are always super clean.
Always.
Yeah.
Why would you not close down this foundation when it starts getting all this attraction, unless it's for illegal shit?
So I'm reading back the show notes, and CNN put quotation marks around there was really nothing to, and I think it was the quotation marks were supposed to end at the allegations. But it would just be really weird if he actually said in an interview there was really nothing to.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Fucking CNN being great. Okay. Yeah, fucking. House GOP to miss self-imposed tax deadline on tax bill. It's just one of the. So Republicans announced late Tuesday night that they would release their tax reform bill Thursday, missing their self-imposed deadline by 1 day because of continued negotiations over key provisions of the bill. So there's actually millionaires. Anyone who follows our page on Facebook would see that we shared this last week. There's actually millionaires have come out against this tax bill because they're saying the millionaires don't need tax cuts. It's not going to help the middle class. I mean, I feel like we've proved that trickle-down economics doesn't work.
True. But it happens. You know, we decide that it's going to work, you know, because it didn't work 10 years ago, but it's going to work now, or, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
We're just going to go in waves of trying this out until we finally figure out this doesn't work.
I mean, Reagan believed in trickle-down economics, and he raised taxes more than any other president in history because his initial tax cuts hurt the economy so much. But conservatives don't like to talk about that.
Nope. No, they do not.
Just like liberals don't like to talk about how Clinton moved money around to make it look like there wasn't a deficit.
Wasn't that how you fix that? Don't you just push
Kind
money
of.
around until it doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah, until it falls into someone's pocket.
Right. Or printing money, that also works. If you just print, you know, $12
Well, that's what
trillion.
Germany did. That's what Germany did after World War One.
Yeah, look how they're doing.
That was a mistake on everyone's part. But I mean, that was a mistake on Germany's part. It was also a mistake on the world's part for making Germany pay so much money in reparations.
Yeah. Basically not helping them and going, all right, fix your own country.
FEMA, $0 spent on whitefish contract. That sounds important. We talked about Puerto Rico last time. Puerto Rico authorities requesting $10 million from FEMA to pay Whitefish. What the fuck is Whitefish?
I don't know.
Whitefish Energy Holdings. Word from Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority of the request came hours after FEMA administration Brock Long told members of Congress at a hearing on Tuesday that agency funds have not been used to compensate the company. The controversial nature of the contract, with hourly rates for some workers in excess of $400. There's workers getting paid $400 an hour, rocketed the small and young Montana company into the spotlight. The company's connection to the Trump administration further fueled the question over the weekend. Puerto Rico's authorities said they were looking to end the contract. All right, so not looking at this, I do remember this from the 6 hours of Fox News this weekend. So I don't know if it said this, but or no, this wasn't just Fox News. This was I think the White House press briefing over the weekend. But basically, she was saying that it wasn't actually Trump that approved that. It was FEMA, I want to say, who approved the contract. What do you think? Do you think Trump actually had something to do with approving it?
I don't know. He might have. Although I think if he did, he would have made a giant show about it. So.
Well, no, I'm saying like he has connections to them, so he could be, getting a cut. Is what I'm saying.
He could be. Definitely could be.
Which you definitely don't want to put that you're getting a cut. Like you don't want to say like, oh, look at this company, they're so great, and then be getting a cut on the side.
That wouldn't be the dumbest thing he's done yet. Besides, he loves the attention.
I think yeah, but he's I guess also why doesn't he look like he's really aged these last few, like this last year in office? Like he probably should look like he's aged a couple years for
money
year in office. Yeah, but he's already a pretty old guy. I feel like he should look like he has aged quite a bit, I would think.
Well, that and also golf keeps you young, Always getting out there and getting some exercise.
Well, he doesn't believe in exercise. What did he say? Some crazy shit like there's only so much energy that the human body is born with, or something weird.
So he's literally going to go against all of science and say that energy is finite.
Yes.
Wow, that's the most intelligent thing I think he's ever said.
He's just one of those guys that's like, you come at with like proof, like it's the same with Hillary's supporters, but like, certain Trump. I gotta stop saying like, certain Trump supporters. You'll be like, no, this is wrong, and they'll be like, oh, who told you that? CNN, fake news, fake news. No, it's actually a fact. Fake news, fake news. Like, all right.
Pretty much anything that isn't InfoWars is fake news to him.
Yeah. Alex Jones. I love that guy. He's a great comedian. He's a great comedian.
Exactly.
Buying marijuana in California is going to have a 45% tax.
That sounds pretty painful.
It's going to buying legal marijuana in California could be pricey enough to keep the black market healthy.
Yeah, I hope not. So it would kind of defeat the whole purpose of making it legal.
Yeah. Okay, local businesses will have pay a tax ranging from 1% to 20% of gross receipts, or $1 to $50 per square foot of marijuana plants. So that's one marijuana plant is going to have a tax of $1 to $50. Farmers will be taxed $9.25 per ounce for the flower and $2.75 per ounce for leaves. Who the fuck is using marijuana leaves? Or is that just something that they're going to tax to fuck over the farmer?
The second one. Exactly what that is. They're going to use it to fuck the farmer over.
Maybe CBDs, but not every farmer is going to be making CBDs.
No, but they want to cover all their bases and tax everyone equally. Get all the revenue they can, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this article makes a good point. California's black markets for cannabis were well established long before its voters legalized cannabis in November 2016 and are expected to dominate post-legalization production. Yes, if you tax it way too high, that's the problem you're going to have. To give you an idea, Colorado and Nevada both follow with rates of 36%, like an amount of tax. Oregon has a tax rate of 20%, and Alaska has a rate of up to 20%. You're not getting good weed in Alaska, no matter who grows it.
Oh, that's not true. I'm sure you can find some good weed in Alaska.
Yeah, it's going to be like $60 a gram.
Oh, well, I don't know, maybe. But, no, the point is that you shouldn't be taxing weed ridiculously just because you don't like it or whatever the case might be here. You know, just tax it a little bit, take the money, go spend it on something good.
It's going to cost $100,000 for farmers to register. And he said that humble farmers are unlikely to shoulder that cost if they can continue to operate in the dark. Which, yeah, if I'm making, say, $80,000 a year, and I found out I'm going to be moving down to $60,000, and I have to pay $100,000 a year to move down to the $60,000 a year, I'm probably not going to want to do it.
Well, yeah, you can't even afford to do it, so what's the point?
Yeah.
You literally don't have an option, you know?
Yeah, as long as you're under a certain amount of plant, like you're, especially since most of these growers, like if you get caught growing from state authorities, yeah, you're gonna get in trouble, but you're not gonna get in trouble as much as you will with the federal government. And I think the federal government is more of the ones cracking down in California. So the federal government's still gonna arrest you if it's legal. So there's not really a point. Like, yeah, if the state catches you, you do 5 years, but if the feds catch you, you're doing 20 years regardless if you pay that $100,000 or not. So,
all right, so you might as well test your luck.
Yeah. It's almost certain that all the states with recreational marijuana still struggle with black market for marijuana because of its prevalence before legalization. I don't know. I've heard it's pretty cheap in Colorado. So is it pretty cheap in Washington?
It's all right. You know, it's about what I would pay somewhere else. I think. I don't think it's necessarily cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard. Don't quote me on this, but I've heard reports of it being down to like $5 a gram in Colorado.
Yeah, it's nothing like that up here. I think it's about
Well,
25 a gram, but it also depends on where you go. So,
yeah.
other places might be cheaper or more expensive or whatever.
Did you just say it was $25 a gram there?
I think so. If I remember correctly.
That
I also
is
haven't been in
ridiculous.
a few weeks, so I
That
don't
is
remember.
Fucking ridiculous.
It's
Colorado weed prices, priceofweed.com. So average price for an ounce, $241 for high quality. This is Colorado.
Yep.
$241.98 for high quality. Medium quality is $213. For Denver, for medium quality, $40.08. Okay, this is weird. So this is just different like prices people have paid. And this is also people talking about their dealers, because some dudes are getting it for $10 a gram, and it's high quality, while some people are paying $100 a gram. 160 an ounce, high quality, $70. Yeah, these are all my bad. These are all people. Yes, but it is prices like $8 a gram. But yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's kind of just a price index.
yeah.
But it could be. It's not really saying. Some people, it sounds like, are going to the black market. Some people are not. Price per gram versus sales. Yeah, it looks like it's staying under $10 a gram in Colorado, though.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Top telling 10 selling strains by volume. Blue Dream, average price per gram $5.50. Golden Goat, average price per gram $6.04. Durban Poison $6.71. So yeah, they're all under $8.
That's pretty good price then. It's a damn good price.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know if this is black market or legal, but yeah, if the black market has those prices, there's no way that a government-run thing is going to be able to keep up with that.
No, because just taxes alone, you're already spending more than that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, green crack is $5.50 a gram, which I don't know. Pure probably sells for at least 40 an eighth.
mhm.
So it's ridiculous prices. It's like $17 an eighth. There's no way that basically whoever's, if that's the government, then there's no way black market prices could keep up with that. If that's black market, then there's no way in hell the government could keep up with that.
No, not at all.
So they need to be smart with their taxing plans. It's better to get a lower tax and then just not allow the black market to thrive than to put a high price. And at least with the low tax, you're getting something. If you make it too high and no one's going to go for that, then the black market's just going to thrive and you're not going to get any taxes anyway.
Right. No one's gonna buy your weed legally,
Yeah.
and you're just screwed. You're
Yeah.
screwing yourself that way.
New Yorker. Hang on 1 second. Russian bombers escorted from U.S. aircraft carrier. That's scary. U.S. Navy FA-18 fighter jets. Who?
That was pathetic.
Yeah, great pieces of technology. That was just the commenting on what great pieces of technology there. Fighter jets were dispatched from the aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan and escorted 2 Russian Tu-95 bombers that were approaching the ship on Sunday, according to 2 U.S. defense officials. The interaction, which occurred as the Russian bombers flew about 80 miles from the U.S. carrier, was deemed safe and professional, the official says, and the Russian aircraft proceeded without incidents. I mean, I feel like this isn't really anything new. It's always a game of cat and mouse with shit like this. You just feel bad for the pilots because it's like, oh, you might have to die for a game of cat and mouse. Like, that's always a chance.
I think it's planned out well enough to where, the risk of death is pretty low. You know what I mean? I think, besides, what's really going to end up happening?
World War III?
No. No, these world leaders aren't going to let that happen. They like money too much. World War III happens, the world's over. We got nukes now.
Yeah, but, I mean, Trump's already, 70, so he's got maybe 20 years left, if he's lucky.
He's got another 50 years on him. He's rich.
Well, I mean,
he could live forever.
This guy thinks that exercise kills humans.
Yeah, but he's got money.
I mean, exercise does kill some humans. There are some people that go way too fucking hard.
Or some people who get on an elliptical one time and then die from a heart attack.
Well, no, it's like someone shared this video, and it was like this guy talking about how he kept weightlifting even though the doctors told him not to. He's like, yeah, I kept persevering. And I was like, what? There's no good message in this video. This is just like, oh, yeah, I completely ignored what the doctors told me. I'm lucky to be alive right now. But yeah, don't let fucking doctors control your life. Like, that is a terrible message. Like, I couldn't even watch the video because I was like, this dude is not smart.
No, not at all. Like, overtraining is just so rampant. I don't get it.
Yeah, and like, people love taking, like, now I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he had this bodybuilder on, and the bodybuilder admitted that he would take steroids like right before a competition, and he had these guys coming up to him that were like, oh, what, that's the only steroids you took? Like, I take steroids like twice a week, and I was taking the amount you took before competition. The guy was like, yeah, you're fucking stupid. You're like half my size. Like, steroid use has gotten so much more prevalent.
Well, I think it's just talked about more. Like, it's finally come to light a lot more than it has, and people are now getting caught with it.
I gotta ask you, what do you think about ADHD? Do you think that's a real disease? Or do you think it's like a move by pharmacies to just get more money?
Well, that one I don't know. I'm not too...
I mean, you know me, and I apparently have a lot of the symptoms of ADHD.
Right. I'm not too sure. Is it a real thing? Is it something that's just kind of came about because of the way society's changed? Or
you've also seen me on anxiety medication, which is not a thing a human being should take.
No, but anything for anxiety or depression or anything, like, no, you should not be taking any of that.
I was a fucking zombie.
Yeah, it's not good for you. Not at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like people who are addicted to Xanax. I don't understand. Like, you're literally just blacking out for most of your life.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is kind of fun, though.
Never taken Xannies. Don't plan on it.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, I treat my anxiety in better ways, like alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's way better for you.
Yeah, than Xannies.
Jesus.
Yeah. Having a beer versus having a Xanny bar, I think the beer's a little better.
Or just don't drink. Smoke more weed. That'll help.
Yeah, it does, but it's expensive. Does Jesus love you more if you sent your pastor $1,000? Oh, we talked about this last week too.
Yeah, we did. God, why? Why do people believe that?
Okay, this is kind of showing CNN's liberal side. We use Jesus' name in twisted and often awful ways to make points that are more about us and less about Jesus and his teachings. Pro-life and Want to pack heat? Numerous articles are dedicated to which gun Jesus would carry to protect the weak and defenseless. Which that's kind of poking fun at the far right. I feel like a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man. What gun would he tote?
Probably none, because it's in the Ten Commandments that you're not supposed to kill.
Well, I mean, kill, but it's for protection, right?
He can set people on fucking fire. He doesn't need to.
What's he gonna spontaneously combust?
No, he's Jesus. He can like strike people with lightning and shit.
I think that's a superhero, not Jesus.
No, isn't that one of God's things that he can strike people? Like when he smites people, he smites them with lightning.
Well, that's God, not Jesus.
They're the same person. Technically.
No.
No, the Holy Trinity. They're all the same person.
Well, I don't think Jesus can smite people. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, let's not get into the Holy Trinity. That whole fucking thing just hurts my brain trying to understand how God is also three people.
Well, he'd be two other people. Anyway, yeah.
God, well, yeah, you know what I mean. God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Oh, shit.
There's an Irish store at the mall here that sells a shirt that says, you didn't grow up in an Irish, well, I didn't grow up in an Irish Catholic household, but it says Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And my dad used to say that all the time. He grew up in an Irish Catholic household.
Yeah.
Just makes me think. Oh, McGregor said a homophobic slur. He apologizes.
What? McGregor, homophobic? No way.
That's why you didn't really hear about it. He used it last night, backstage. UFC lightweight champion Conor McGregor apologized this week of his use of a homophobic slur backstage at a recent UFC event. He didn't mean to respect anyone.
Yeah, he did.
In the LGBT community. He's not even with the times. It's LGBTQ community now. But I thought we were going to sleep him, McGregor said to Lobov. All I'm saying is he's a faggot. I never knew he was a faggot. I think this is the fight. I think it was McGregor in this fight. No. Like, wasn't there a boxing match that he got kicked out of? Or not kicked out of, but the ref had to stop the boxing match because McGregor was, like, standing up and trying to, like, coach the match. It might have been a UFC fight, honestly. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think this is... yeah, I mean, they were talking on the Joe Rogan podcast because he, like, got up. Yeah, he was, like, getting right next to the ring, and the ref was, like, had to stop the fight and be like, dude, fucking go sit in your seat.
That's fucking great.
You gotta love McGregor.
He's ridiculous. Oh, like
that's why you gotta, cause he's like ridiculous, but he hasn't made himself a bad guy. Like he's just like Floyd Mayweather was smart, where he made himself a bad guy because he knew it would get him more money. But he's like ridiculous in that way. McGregor's ridiculous in the way that he's like flamboyant with his shit. He's not a bad guy. He's just super flamboyant and cocky.
Yes, that he is. No, Floyd Mayweather did it right, and now he's going to make shitloads of money for the rest of his life because he did it the right way.
Can we still say flamboyant? Are the social justice warriors okay with that?
I don't know. I think so. Depends on how you use it.
But I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's used to talk about extremely gay people. I wanted to make sure I'm not going to piss those SJWs off.
I don't know. That's part of the English language. Like, I don't think that should be just considered a gay slur or whatever, and then
there's not
used anymore.
There's nothing wrong with Derek Carr. It's the fucking team he's on.
Is it really now?
No, there's nothing. First off, you don't put your franchise quarterback in 2 weeks after he broke his back. So that's a bad call on the Raiders' part. Give up this season. But he has two good wide receivers, And he has a running back who, although I like him as a person, is slightly past his prime. Come on, let's be honest. Marshawn Lynch is not the same player he was when he was playing for the Seahawks.
Well, no, but
He's a Bay Area native, and I love him for that. But he's not as good as he once was.
So what more does your team really need, though? So you got a good quarterback. You got
he's only 31 years old.
you got a couple good wide receivers. What more do you really need?
You need a more solid. We need a more solid defense. We have Khalil Mack. That's pretty much it for defense.
You need some more leadership.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Carr's a good quarterback, but he's still pretty much a rookie.
Yeah.
This is only his 4th or 5th season. Like, yeah.
Not very long at all.
Let's see, how old is he? Damn, he's 6'3". I did not realize he was that tall. I thought he was shorter than me. Yeah, he's only 26 years old, so he's only been playing for like 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not very long.
So, I mean, give him some time. When he reaches 30 is probably when he'll be in his prime.
Yeah, as long as he can, learn and adapt.
I mean, he can easily be the next Tom Brady.
I'd give him a little while to see if that happens, but
he easily could. Right now, if the Raiders, leadership goes, oh hey, maybe we shouldn't put someone in who broke their back 2 weeks ago, and maybe. So I was talking to my cousin because I was saying like, fuck it, the Raiders just need to sign Colin Kaepernick. Have him as a backup, give him some time to warm up while Carr's injured. But my cousin thinks like right now is not the right time for Kaepernick to come back into the league. What do you think with that? Because the people boycotting it, I feel like, are pretty divided. Like I'm saying it's pretty even. Like there's probably an even number of people boycotting because Colin Kaepernick isn't signed, and there's probably another amount of people boycotting because of the protest. Do you think it's the right time for Colin Kaepernick to come back, or do you think he has to probably take a year off before anyone will sign him?
No, he should definitely come back. He needs to come back now before he loses any skill he may or may not have. But no, he shouldn't take a year off.
I mean, I don't think it's right to fire anyone for a protest. Like, I don't think your job should be able to say like, oh yeah, we're just we're gonna, if you don't like this, you can't protest it, too bad, you're fired. It kind of affects First Amendment rights, I guess.
It is, but I mean, I think it goes a bit deeper than that, in that he's kind of creating a mess for the NFL to clean up.
Yeah, but it's something that it was something that kind of needs to be brought to life.
No, yes, definitely. By all means, it does.
I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast today, too, and they were talking about how you get these people who are like, oh, why can't we say all lives matter? Because it's not saying black lives are better. It's just saying that they matter. They exist.
Yes. We're trying to get some traction here,
Matter is one above exist.
Right. We're trying to say that we are here with you guys, with white people and everything. It's not about trying to be better than white people. It's just trying to coexist.
Someone explained it to me this way. If you saw a firefighter, throwing water on a house on fire, you wouldn't be like, hey, what are you doing? All houses matter. Yeah, all houses matter, but not all houses are on fire right now.
Right. You wouldn't go and put water on every single house just so that every house gets water.
Yeah, you cannot deny that police kill black men in particular way disproportionately to white people.
Not only kill, but target.
Yeah, I mean men and women, but I mean I think it hits the men slightly harder than the women. I wouldn't know per capita per se, but I believe it's black men a little bit more. Like Eric Garner, he was selling loose cigarettes. You don't need to choke someone out for selling loose cigarettes.
Right. That guy's not really a threat.
No. Yeah, and like, oh, I can't breathe. Like, oh, we're gonna keep choking you. Like, no. At that point, you should have just fucking tased him if you're really gonna take it to that level.
Well, yeah, but they
Is Eric Garner the guy who got choked? Eric Garner probably is not the one that got choked. Who's the guy that got choked?
that could be.
Yeah. Died after a New York City police officer put him in a chokehold for 15 to 19 seconds while arresting him. But yeah, no one selling loose cigarettes needs to be put in a chokehold.
No, what is he doing? He's barely needs to even be convicted of anything.
You're basically enforcing the IRS's laws at that point. You're not a cop. You are now a private security guard for the IRS.
Exactly.
Because that's the only reason it's illegal to sell loose cigarettes is because the government's not getting its taxes.
Yeah. So all he had to do was pay taxes on it, and it's all good, right?
I mean, that's what they're telling us in tips class. They're like, the government wants their money, so try not to give free drinks away if you can, because you're still technically supposed to pay taxes on those. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I understand. At the same time, like there's beer bottles that get broken. Like, if the government tried to tax like broken beer bottles, that shit would be ridiculous.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy what the government tries to take.
Yeah, everything they can.
All of it.
Yeah, I mean, look how we were talking about like any money we'll get for the podcast. We have to put at least 50% of that aside. Or we have to put 50% of that aside because we might need to pay a very high amount in taxes. And I'm not even saying they'll take 50%, but you want to have more put aside than what you'll need.
Yeah, because you never know until it's tax time how much you have to pay.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
And then they
It's
make
like Floyd Mayweather will just get like tax bills for $7 million. Like he doesn't even pay taxes. Just when they tell him it's due, he pays them.
Well, yeah, I mean, the tax codes and everything are just ridiculous to the point where you have to hire an expert in taxes just to tell you how much you have to pay.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's set up for you to fail.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, speak of the devil. Lawyer expects Colin Kaepernick lawyer Mark Garagos expects QB to sign contract within 10 days. I think within the next 10 days, somebody will sign him, he said. I think somebody is going to sign him. I think the NFL has come to their senses and realized every day that goes by just proves the collusion case even more. Kaepernick filed a collusion lawsuit against the NFL's owners on October 15th after he was unable to get a team to sign him during the offseason and at the start of the regular season. In September, Kaepernick told Sean King of The Intercept he was ready right now to play and his desire to be in the NFL. First off, that dude Sean King is a fucking idiot. Someone put an article on Facebook that Sean King wrote, and he was basically calling every American that did not support Floyd Mayweather was a racist because Floyd Mayweather was an American and everyone's rooting for the white Irishman.
Yeah, that. Wow.
Like, doesn't mention the fact that Floyd Mayweather beat his wife.
Yeah, we're going to gloss over that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, no. So, like, say you're just a fan of fight. Like, you could just be like, oh, I like Conor's fighting style in the UFC. It'll be interesting to see if he can switch over and be a boxer. Like, you could be a fan in that sense.
Nope, you're racist.
Yeah.
That's how it has to go. Everything has to be about race.
So, yeah, Sean King, don't like you. Don't want you to lose your job, but I don't fucking like you.
So hold on. If Colin Kaepernick wins this lawsuit type thing, where does he go then? Who signs him?
football team. I don't think he really gets signed. I think they just probably pay him.
It'd be funny to see him get signed to somewhere like the Browns as like a running back. Just get completely fucked.
I mean, they wouldn't play him, and he'll still get paid. So, I mean, he does a lot of stuff for charity. I think I think he probably wants to still play so he can still give money to charities. I mean, I'm not a fan of him as a player, but he's a good dude. I mean, besides the fact that he got Jim Harbaugh fired, which 49ers fucked up and burned that bridge. They could have a winning season if they just brought him back, but they just fucking burned that bridge as much as they fucking could. And then the Pats just traded fucking Jimmy Garoppolo.
Good. Don't need him.
What are you talking about? You don't need him. Tom Brady is 40. If he gets an injury, he's done.
Garoppolo has been worse than our third string quarterback. He's such shit.
No, he was pretty good last year from what I heard.
He did. He played one game pretty decently, and he played another game like halfway through.
Yeah, but you have these 2 years left before Brady leaves to just mold him into what you need him to be.
Or we could mold this Jacoby Brissett guy and get a pretty good quarterback out of him.
I don't think it was smart trading Garoppolo. A lot of Pats fans back here were pretty pissed about it when I talked to them.
I don't know why. Clearly they did not see fucking Garoppolo play.
Yeah.
He gets hurt too easily, too. He got hurt a game and a half in.
Every quarterback gets hurt too easily. They're what conservatives like to call snowflakes.
Yes, this one's the super snowflake. He's the biggest one in the sky.
In the physical sense, they are snowflakes.
I don't know. I think we're better off without him. Besides, you can always find another second string. A better one to replace Tom Brady.
I mean, after hearing that Marshawn Lynch is only 31, I don't understand why he's having such a bad season.
I don't know. Maybe his heart's not in it.
I don't think he's going to stick with them when they go to Vegas. He went back to Oakland because Oakland is his hometown.
All right. But no, maybe he just doesn't want to do it anymore, you know. He's just kind of phoning it in.
Then why even come back to begin with? He was retired.
Money?
I feel so bad for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's like one of the liberal judges on the Supreme Court. She's extremely old.
Oh.
And she really just wants to retire, but if she retires, then Trump brings in a conservative judge, and it would be basically, I think there's more liberal judges right now, so it would mess up the balance a little bit if she left.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, she's old. She probably just wants to retire.
I thought they always went till they died.
I think they have the choice.
Do they? That'd be a terrible job to do till you're dead.
Yeah. I mean, and like Reagan was still president when he had Alzheimer's, and it was affecting him. People like that really shouldn't be in politics.
Nope, not really.
Democrats intro bill to stop a Trump preemptive strike on North Korea. I'm not sure that's the smartest idea because that literally might need. I mean, I'll say right now, I'm fully against a war with North Korea. But there's a possibility it might need to happen. You probably shouldn't make a bill where the president doesn't have the ability to make that decision. I'm not saying Trump would make the smartest decision, but I still feel like he needs to have the ability to make that decision.
Yeah, he needs to be able to make the call, but I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily going to be a smart idea to go ahead and preemptively strike North Korea ever.
A group of Senate Democrats introduced a bill on Tuesday aiming to prevent President Donald Trump from launching a preemptive strike on North Korea without congressional approval, absent an imminent threat to the U.S. Okay, so I guess that's fair. Like, yeah, if there is an imminent threat, then he can. But other than that,
Just doing it just to do it, yeah.
yeah.
Because
But,
that's the problem, is he doesn't need to do any of that kind of stuff.
I feel like there's no other way for this to end. Like, I feel like a war with North Korea is inevitable. I feel like it's been inevitable since 2006.
I think a quick strike is pretty much all it's going to take.
No, I'm just saying. No. I mean, I just feel like at this point, it might not be possible. Like, it might already be to a point where it's gonna happen.
Well, if we get rid of the leadership over there, and then actually try
Then
to help out and take over instead of just leaving them, should be able to do pretty good.
No, if we actually went to war with North Korea, then South Korea would just absorb it, and it would be Korea again.
Oh, there you go. Unless we take it over.
U.S. F-35 jets arrive in Japan ahead of Trump visit. Oh, poor Japan. Guess we're just leaving them defenseless with those things.
Pretty much. It's the same fucking thing.
First two of 12 U.S. Air Force F-35 Joint Strike Fighter jets arrived in Okinawa on Monday. So, do they fly those over in, like, those big-ass fucking, like, tankers that they fly jets over to Afghanistan in? Or
C5?
did they have to... Yeah, or did they have to get, like, KC-130 refuels every 2 hours over the Pacific? Because that would be a long-ass flight.
I think they got refueled.
You think they just that you think they actually flew the F-35s over there?
I think so.
That's still
'Cause-
like a 12-hour flight. Like, how many
Whoa.
miles is that?
Think about how many. That's 12 different trips with a C5 you'd have to do. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
but-
as ridiculous. To
That's
pull out
true,
an
but
aircraft, you don't even know if it works. Well, we already know it doesn't work, but still.
the F-35 is a single-engine jet, so it's not going even as fast as an F-18, which can't even, I don't think, go 1,000 miles per hour. So I think they go like 800, 900 miles per hour. So that's a long fucking flight to
It is.
have to not have like a relief for the pilot. At least in a C5, you could have relief and shit.
It doesn't have to go very fast. It just has to go as fast as the 135 it's following. And get the fuel
I'm
off
tr-
of.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for the amount of time it would take to get that across the Pacific to Japan.
Yeah, well, no, it'd be a horrible flight. Not
Because
saying
like
it'd be easy.
with the Navy, of course, they're going to use aircraft carriers. It's going to take a little longer, but we're getting like 80 jets over there.
That's what they should have done. They should have just put the F-35s on an aircraft carrier, shipped them over.
I mean, that would make sense, but you know how the military works. Branches can't work together. That would be too easy.
And that would just work.
This is a bold statement. Christie on opioids. This is the AIDS epidemic of our generation, but even worse. I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but that's a dangerous statement to make.
Yeah, that's a little intense of a comparison there. I don't know if I'd have made that jump there.
This is so awful. We consume 85% of all opioids in the world in this country. We're the most medicated country in the world, and it is unnecessary. Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have a president that or a fucking government that supports big pharma so much, Christy. That's more of the problem.
It is. It's disgusting.
Universal healthcare might actually help some. I mean, I'm not going to say it would get rid of it, but it might help it a little bit.
Yeah, it might. Who knows? We won't, because our country will never do it. But
I'm trying to keep us moderate here and find something against liberals on CNN, and I don't want to go into the Fox News space.
I don't blame you. You never end up with anything good when you go into Fox News space.
No, you can feel it trying to make you a racist as you're watching it. Like one of their big shows has like this token black guy on it now.
Does it really?
Yeah, and You could tell they aren't listening to him when he talks.
That's so sad, though.
And I'm not sure if he's liberal or conservative. It doesn't matter. They don't care.
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah. Donald Trump Jr. sends Halloween tweet about socialism. God, Donald, just his kids. Just every short stick from the gene pool, except for Ivanka.
Oh, God. Are we going to do another 20 minutes on her?
No. We didn't talk about Ivanka. We talked about Tiffany.
Pretty much talked about both of them.
We talked. I'm just saying the only one that came out normal was Ivanka, but Donald Trump Jr. texted this. It's a picture of his daughter, and it says, "I'm going to take half of Chloe's candy tonight and give it to some kid who sat at home. It's never too early to teach her about socialism." Okay, so want to point this little infographic out that I saw. If you make $50,000 a year, $36 of what they take for taxes goes towards welfare. $1,400 goes towards tax breaks for millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
36 goes to helping the poor. 1,400 goes to helping millionaires.
Exactly. Shows where our country's priorities are at.
Goddamn American dream.
Yep, help the people who can help themselves.
I mean, I'm not saying we don't have a great country, but the rich are not helping.
We have freedom. That's about it. We don't have a great country anymore.
This is probably an important one. Fact-checking Sarah Sanders post-indictment briefing. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, who is Mike Huckabee's daughter, I believe, used a series of inaccuracies on Monday when she tried to distance President Donald Trump from moves by Special Counsel Robert Mueller that represents the clearest connection yet between Russia's attempts to meddle in the 2016 election and Trump's campaign. Oh, it's crazy how Fox News was just talking about how this was a big witch hunt this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
George Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos?
Yes. A former... That's not how his name's spelled, though.
I don't even know if that's how it's pronounced, but I'm just going with that.
Papadopoulos, a former Trump campaign foreign policy advisor, pleaded guilty in a document released Monday to making false statements to the FBI after he lied about his interaction with foreign officials close to the Russian government. The announcement came the same day former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort and former Trump campaign official Rick Gates were arrested. The indictment against Manafort and Gates contains 12 counts: conspiracy against the United States. That's what it was, conspiracy against the United States. Conspiracy to launder money, unregistered agent of a foreign principal, false and misleading U.S. Foreign Assets Registration Act statements, false statements, and 7 counts of failure to file reports of foreign bank financial accounts. God damn it, they definitely had a lawyer write that entire paragraph.
Yeah, I would.
But, yeah. So Sanders, when pressed on, not Bernie Sanders, this is, again, Sarah Sanders, the White House press secretary, inaccurately stated that activity outlined in a statement of offense occurred outside the scope of the campaign. These were activities that took place outside the scope of the campaign, Sanders said when asked about whether Trump hires the best people. Though Sanders is right, it currently relates to Manafort and Gates, whose indictments so far hinge on tax charges unrelated to the Trump's campaign. That isn't true for Papadopoulos, according to the statement of offense signed by Mueller. According to a document Papadopoulos reported this week with a professor based in London and a woman he believed to be related to Russian President Vladimir Putin, he later learned she was not related. Following his March 24, 2016 meeting with the professor and a female Russian national defendant, Papadopoulos emailed a campaign supervisor to provide a readout on the conversations discussed, trying to, quote, arrange a meeting between us and the Russian leadership to discuss UN Russian ties under President Trump. All right, have to talk bad about CNN again because they keep ending quotes in weird fucking parts. This is the quote. Following his March 24th, 2016 meeting with the professor and a female Russian national, defendant Papadopoulos emailed.
Yep.
And there's not like a comma or a period. They just incorrectly put a quotation mark.
Oh man, great editing.
It's like they accidentally put the first quotation mark and we're like, oh, fuck it. Where was this quote from? Just end it here.
Just end it wherever.
Yeah. Sanders, when asked about Papadopoulos' interactions with the campaign, said the foreign policy advisor reached out and nothing happened beyond that. Even reaching out is still... That's a tricky scope, reaching out. I'm not sure that's necessarily right. He was dismissed not too long after that. Okay, well, I'm not sure that's true. I'm not reading that whole article on here, though. Let's remind the few listeners we have. Hashtag fuck Tommy Loren is still a campaign we're pushing for.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is she not a terrible woman?
Oh
man.
Well, nope. We'll keep pushing it.
Come on, she's pretty terrible.
Did you even put that on Twitter yet?
No, I don't. I don't even know if the Twitter. I don't really understand Twitter.
I don't think anyone does.
No, I have the app, and it just tells me whenever Donald Trump tweets, even though I'm not following him. It's just like, oh, see what Donald Trump and Kim Kardashian said.
Yeah. That's a pretty great duo right there.
Fucking Kanye West 2020. He will be running as a Republican, I'm pretty sure, because he likes Donald Trump.
That'd be an interesting one.
He said if he voted, he would have voted for Donald Trump.
Well, you know, if he wins, that the entire government's broken.
No. If he wins, it just proves how fucked up voters are, and that people don't know how to vote.
Exactly. I wonder what he would do as president.
I mean, I feel like he's so hated that maybe we'd be okay. But then I'm also realizing that in 2020, people born in 2002 can vote, and they're probably dumb as fuck.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, I'm making a very broad statement about people born in 2002. In
Yes.
2020, they will probably be dumb as fuck, because I was dumb as fuck at 18.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna vote for Kanye.
Oh, God. Betsy DeVos tells us about her. She is just... Betsy DeVos is terrible person. Not person, just not a good education secretary.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be doing that job, huh?
No. She thinks that fucking, like, government taxes, like, we should fund kids going to religious private school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Well, as long as it's Christian, though.
Yeah. Not Muslim.
No. We need to get the funding away from them.
God forbid the Muslims or the pagans.
Exactly.
Satanists would be better than the Muslims in their eyes. I can't even read this article. She's so fucking retarded. All right,
Nice.
let's transfer into video games here.
Wow, seamless transition there, bud.
Yeah,
We gotta
did
work
you
on
did you research any video games this week?
No, but I did play Fortnite. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, but it's only one game mode.
Oh yeah, but I mean, its one game mode is all of PUBG, so it's pretty much like a whole game.
Yeah, they're accused of ripping off PUBG.
They did. They took everything from that game and then made it cartoony and free.
I thought Fortnite was against zombies.
Nope. You're all against each other.
What the fuck did I get zombies from then?
I have no idea.
You were saying today that you wanted to play Ark.
Yes, I did.
Do you still have that feeling?
Kind of. It's a fun game. It's a good game. It's just the community for that game is just so volatile.
Well, unfortunately, you work kind of late on Sunday. Maybe after we record on Sunday, we can play.
Yeah, possibly.
Have you seen the live action preview for Ark yet? The 15-second one.
I think I did. It was like a Jurassic Park kind of thing, wasn't it?
No, that's a separate game that Ark's making for VR.
Okay.
No, I mean it's still Ark, but it's like a zoo and it's in
Weird.
VR. No, it's like this fresh spawn awakens in the ocean, and there's this woman there with a spear and a raptor, and the raptor just eats the fresh spawn. And I was like, yep, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that is exactly this game.
Yeah. That's showing how toxic the community is.
Yeah, and now I get that, raiding is going to happen, things like that. You expect it to happen. That's the whole point of being online.
But they could easily turn online raids off.
They could. And
Or
they could
offline
also
raids.
not destroy thatch huts that are 2x2.
Yeah.
You're not getting anything out of that.
Well, except we did that to two guys because it was those two guys running around knocking people out and stealing all their shit.
Well, they were being assholes.
Yeah, and they were in a thatch hut. But they've also just added some impossible animals to deal with, like the hyenas that chased us for 10 miles that one time.
Yeah. That was fun.
I understand having a lot of animals is good. But maybe don't put packs of 30 hyenas in level 1 areas.
Yeah, and make each one as hard to kill as any other dinosaur in the game.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. And I think the art community calls them chickens, not bird things. But those things are ridiculous for fresh spawn areas. They take the same amount of time that a wyvern does to fucking tame. It's ridiculous. Also, who has 4 days to tame anything?
Nobody.
That's why people
Yeah.
put 20 times on taming.
Yeah, because no one has time for that shit. You have to have a
Except
group of
for-
people.
Except for Father Ark.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
fuckers.
Those guys. Great guys.
That group's got to be dead by now. They had a good 2-year run, but we saw them on a few servers and they disappeared. They were
Yeah, see,
running 7-Eleven.
they're not dead. They're just moving from server to server, or back to their main server, or wherever.
Oh, I'm still pissed we lost our core characters on 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, that was kind of the whole reason I kind of gave up on that game. After I lost my characters, I was like, what's the point?
Well, I understood what they did. They were like, we're deleting these servers. They're coming back as new servers. People who have been playing and got to level 90 can't go to these servers. And then that seemed to end because we were playing on the second day and people were already level 90. I guess that's possible, but it's not really plausible.
Not really, no. You'd have to literally just not do anything but play Ark.
Yeah. And kill T-Rexes. Just farming T-Rex kills.
That's so impossible.
I mean, if you have a computer and you could put the one-hit command in, the one-hit kill command in.
Well, if you can do that, then you could just add levels to yourself.
Yeah. Well, no, when I was playing The Witcher 3, there's this level where I could just not kill this fucking thing I was fighting. And I looked it up online, and all these people were like, oh, I play it on PC. I just put the one-hit kill command in because I couldn't figure out how to kill it either. I'm like, oh, wow, no one wants to explain on PS4. After reading for an hour, I found out I had to put potions on my fucking sword.
Couldn't just put it to very easy?
I don't think The Witcher has that setting. I don't think it's
No?
like Skyrim.
Mm.
I think it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, where it's just got a set difficulty level.
Yeah, you got to use potions then. I kind of like that though. I like the idea that you like have to use these potions and other buffs that normally in any other RPG you wouldn't have to use.
The thing I hate about The Witcher, not that I hate about The Witcher, but after playing Skyrim, it dumbs you down so much with only having to use two buttons. Because in The Witcher, there's multiple buttons to like. There's more than two buttons you have to use for combat. And just after playing with the dumbed down Skyrim, it's not possible, really.
Really?
Well, think Skyrim, L2 block, R2 attack, or if you're weird, L2 attack, R2 block.
Yeah, I couldn't go backwards with it. No, but I mean, there's other things. You can use spells and well,
Okay,
that's about it.
yeah, but if you're a stealth archer like everyone who ever fucking plays that game is,
It's not true.
I-
I made it like a two-handed tank.
I'm a stealth archer that has like my one-handed weapon specialty is really high up there too. But I'm just saying, like, I needed to use two buttons for combat. So when I get to The Witcher, and like, it's also like X, square, and triangle, and circle are your fucking attacks or something weird. It gets a little confusing because it's like, oh, I'm using this, not using these two. I don't even know what the back four buttons do.
I don't know, probably nothing.
That's probably more one of those games that's meant for computer.
Yeah, probably. I never played it.
Oh, what do you think about IGN buying a video game company?
Well, we'll see how it goes.
But yeah,
What did
they're
they?
literally like that. That could very much affect their journalistic integrity.
What did they buy?
Simpson.
Yeah, I lost you for a second. We're good.
Hang on, folks. We're disconnected here.
What?
Just a second, folks.
Hey.
You keep recording?
Yeah. We'll just
What?
we'll cut it and then basically put the two
No,
together.
you stopped recording?
No, I kept recording.
Yeah, I did too. I just said sorry, folks. We're having some technical issues here.
We can just cut it out in the silence area and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Probably should stop. Oh God, I am so unexcited for the new Star Wars.
Why is that?
Because of the Force Awakens.
The movie.
and no,
Yes.
yeah, and knowing that J.J. Abrams is coming back for 9.
Yeah, it could be a shit show. Who knows?
The fact that he's coming back for 9 after they were like made a big deal about doing different directors kind of proves that no one wants to be a director for those shitty fucking movies. And it's all because J.J. Abrams directed the first one.
Well, that and the fact that I don't think a lot of people really want to touch the Star Wars franchise. Because that's not something you can easily do.
I mean, yeah, George Lucas fucked up the prequels. They could have been great. But J.J. Abrams fucked up the third trilogy worse.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Assassin's Creed. How do you think it looks? Do you have any desire to play it?
I got to be honest. Every Assassin's Creed game just looks the same. Run, jump, stab people with those weird little wrist blade things.
No. Now you can use an eagle.
Oh, Oh, that changes the whole game.
And somehow the main character has the ability to share eyesight with the eagle, and once the eagle's not flying, you can still see where the enemies are moving behind cover. Pretty sure, because
Okay,
super
yeah.
realistic.
I know the one you're talking about. No, not even close. I don't care about that game. That that new Assassin's Creed game that came out, because they've all just
Yeah,
kind of became bland.
where you have to pre-order to get all the missions and shit.
Yeah, it's just all the same stuff.
Which someone like you did with Destiny 2 by paying the $80 version instead of the $60 version.
You're never gonna let this go, are you? Yes, I got the first 2 DLCs of Destiny.
All I'm saying is you're part of the problem.
Well, I like Destiny.
Oh. EA changes Battlefield Front 2 loot crates amid controversy.
Yeah.
Let's fucking read that article.
Yep, they changed it, or they're going
God,
to.
God damn it! I don't want. It's not an article. It's a video.
Yeah, well, basically, they're just changing it because the whole community was like, I don't want the loot crates to be all overpowered and pay to win. And they're like, okay, we'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. Like, if you're gonna do something like that, at least make it so, like, if you're on the winning team, you get more money and shit like that. Don't make it so every person gets the same amount of money for every level.
Well, I don't know why they don't just do away with all these.
Epic star cards have been removed from crates, and players will need to reach a certain rank in order to craft upgraded star cards. While a few weapons will be made available in crates, the rest can only be acquired by playing the game. Thank God.
They might as well just make all the good weapons and everything attainable by playing, and then just make, like, ridiculous joke weapons or something for all these DLC or not DLC, but the microtransaction type packs.
Like the dildo gun or whatever from Saints Row 4.
I mean, maybe not that, but you know what I mean. Stuff like that.
Every single person would pay the $5 for a dildo gun in Battlefront 2.
Exactly, but it'd be just a ridiculous gun that it wasn't more powerful than anything else necessarily.
I'm just saying it would be ridiculous because everyone would be fucking using it.
Could you imagine if, like, just every gun just starts shooting dildos?
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. It wouldn't even be funny anymore. Like, it would stop being funny after 5 minutes. But no one would stop doing it.
No, because you always want to get to, like, that map full of dildo level.
So if you go to the PC page of IGN, it's just PUBG, Eve, PUBG.
Mm-hmm. That's all everyone wants to, like, talk about anymore.
I think Stellaris is still a pretty good game.
It's good. It's a good game. It's difficult, but it's fun.
Yeah, except for we can't figure out why any player-controlled fucking government cannot get as strong as any non-player-controlled government.
I think we're playing against too hard of bots.
Except it's just normal. Like, their thing isn't set above anyone else's. It's just normal.
I don't know. Because I don't understand how they get so much power.
Well, we did know those one guys were more powerful than us going into it. I think we just thought our borders were strong enough to hold them.
Well, no, I didn't think their power was that much more than mine was. Because it was equivalent, and then they just became superior.
Yeah, but you gotta think we waited like 10 years to go to war with them.
Well, still.
And neither of us really upped our military in that 10 years.
I tried to. I got mine maxed out, and then I couldn't do anything. I can only have like 24 ships or something.
Yeah, that's one of the things with that game is, like, how do they get those massive navies? Well, I know how they do. I think they just make a shitload of carriers and put fighters in them. Because that doesn't count against you, but it's just fucking ridiculous.
That's a good idea.
I don't know, all I could put was fucking scouts into my warships. It's kind of a hard game.
It's a ridiculous game.
That it is.
It's fun, though. I would suggest anyone who hasn't played it, play it.
Yeah, I mean, they missed the, whatever that company's name is, sale. It was like $30 during the sale.
Yeah, because they are asking, what are they getting on it for Steam? Like $40 or something?
I think now it's like 40, but it was down a lot during the Steam sale. What do you think about esports trying to get into college sports and the Olympics?
I don't I don't feel like that's where esports belongs. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's gonna push kids to get like more into gaming just to get a college education, which you shouldn't really like. Kids need to be active. They don't need to like just be playing video games for 6 hours a day.
No, but for the ones that do that regardless, it is kind of cool that they have like an Olympic thing, I guess. But
No, but I mean, I'm saying like for college and shit too. Like now, if it's a college sport, like you do have that chance of getting a scholarship for playing a college sport. I mean, that's really the only benefit there is to playing a college sport. You don't get paid.
no, well,
You
I mean,
you're out there for hours a fucking day.
you don't get paid above the table.
No, they're pretty. Yeah, I guess probably some players get their rent paid and shit, but
Hmm. Get a nice new car.
yeah. Well, fucking yeah, like the Derek Kellogg, who was the UMass basketball coach, had a terrible season. He got fired, but he was getting paid $1 million a year. I'm sure he didn't keep all that.
No.
Simpson. You back?
Yep. This thing needs to stop going crazy.
So, yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties, people. Hang on, let me try to fucking turn the Wi-Fi off my phone. Oh,
Okay.
nope, never turned it on. I don't know. I was fucking trying to watch movies on my Fire Stick today, and like I'd watch like 5 minutes, and then it would start loading.
Yeah, I gotta love the internet.
Do you have
I
your
can't complain too much though.
Do you have your
My
Do you have your
phone?
phone near your microphone? Yeah, there's like a
No.
weird clicking noise. It's coming. It sounded like it was coming from your end.
Hmm.
So, were you ever a fan of Minecraft?
Yeah, I mean, I played it. It's kind of fun for, like 10 minutes.
I mean, I feel like Ark is just an adult version of Minecraft where you can't dig.
Yeah, it kind of is.
But
It's kind of similar.
you couldn't add digging to fucking Ark. It would get way too insane.
I mean, they might as well. It's what's it gonna do? Ruin the game?
Everyone would just be underground. Like anyone who became overground, like would just get killed by auto turrets that were probably just littering the landscape.
You'd have a chance though. You get to make your own little cave or whatever.
Until someone just dug into your cave.
Yeah, you would have a lot of people like accidentally digging into your cave, trying to just increase their cave.
Yeah, you would need to like line your cave with metal walls and shit. It'd get kind of annoying.
Also, you'd have to find a way to make like walls mold to whatever your cave is. Unless you dig
Well, no,
square caves.
Yeah, you could dig a circular cave and then like dig it a little bigger and then just have your square walls as you're moving.
I guess.
I mean, they kind of made caves for that reason though, and underwater caves, so you didn't have to deal with that shit yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Minecraft's a game you could pick up and play like 4 hours and just be like, oh shit, where did the time go?
You can, but once you build your ridiculously tall house and then your little mine and everything, you pretty much run out of stuff to do besides kill
Well,
things.
You can go try to kill the dragon. There's a way to beat the game.
What?
Yeah, you have to go to the Netherworld, fucking do something, get to the Ether world. There's multiple worlds. You can go to other worlds in it.
I never got that into it. I just built a house. That's all I
had
ever
a
did.
buddy who was really into it. You have to build like a little portal with obsidian, and like you strike it and it builds a portal to the netherworld. It's fucking weird.
Well, I've been to the nether world, which I mean it wasn't all that interesting. It was pretty much just hell, but
So GTA 5 updates coming October 1st to November 6th, 2017, Halloween. New aircraft, Western Sea Breeze, amphibious plane with a tail-mounted propeller. That sounds like it's annoying. Traded price 850,000. Buy it now 1,130,000. Upgradable with machine gun and bomb bay. But Halloween day bonuses that we fucked up and missed. 2 times RP and GTA money, 1031 only. And Lost vs. Damned, Lost vs. Damned, Slasher, Beast vs. Slasher come out to play, Transform Race, Inferno. All those sound shitty.
They typically are. And they're not worth any money either. You play it and you get like $4,000, and you're wondering where all the time went.
All hangars 30% off, all bunkers 30% off,
God
all
damn.
biker clubhouses 30% off, all vehicle warehouses 30% off.
Fuck. I wasted my money on that damn hangar.
And then there's a bunch of cars that are 30% off as well.
Mm-hmm. Are they still drip feeding the planes and cars from that last update?
It seems so. There's shit. I'm way down by now. That was October 27th, 2017. Yeah, there's the new aircraft, the Western Sea Breeze.
So
it doesn't even come with fucking money.
No, nothing comes with anything in this game anymore. It's like you gotta buy all the upgrades to everything.
Well, it's like everything costs exactly like $1.2 million, which is what a $20 shark card is for.
Right. You know what's ridiculous is every time I get in someone's car in that game, like find that one person who's not an asshole, they always take me back to their CEO office, and I just see like 3 levels worth of cars. I just think, how? How the fuck? I want some of that.
So, people seem kind of excited about the new Super Mario.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm not playing this shit with you. I don't know, like Super Mario Odyssey, I don't know.
They just keep pumping out Mario games.
Well, no, it's like my buddy was even excited about it, like it's free roam and shit. I called him a child.
So it's Super Mario Sunshine for the Wii U.
Yeah, and Super Mario 64.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, but you were also probably about 6 when you played it.
Thereabouts.
I don't know how, the new South Park game looks kind of good, but at the same time kind of ridiculous. I don't like that combat system that they do where you, pick your attack.
I don't think they've ever made a good South Park game, have they?
South Park: The Stick of Truth was supposed to be really good. But yeah, South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Yeah, but this time it's turn-based tactical combat is also deep enough to stand on its own. Yeah, I don't like that turn-based combat shit unless I'm playing Pokemon.
Or Final Fantasy.
Nope, hated that shit. I played one Final Fantasy game and fucking hated it.
Really? I like Final Fantasy.
I mean, they've changed it now, though. Isn't it not turn-based anymore?
I don't know. I don't like it that much. I played 7 and 8.
Yeah, I think I played 10.
Oh, no wonder you don't like the game. That's universally hated by everybody.
Isn't the guy you play as in 10 the same guy you play as in Kingdom Hearts?
I think it is. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, and Kingdom Hearts isn't turn-based. I remember that shit.
Nope.
I bought the remastered version for the PlayStation 3, and I couldn't get past the second level. So I just fucking never played it again.
Nice. Speaking of remastered, what do you think about the L.A. Noire remaster?
So I bought that game. I played it for 6 hours thinking I was going to love it. And then I picked it up a second day and was like, oh, wow. Yeah, this game is just repeating everything. Like, just it was shitty combat, and then no matter how you like played the game, it was the same ending.
Hmm. So, guess you're not going to go get the remastered one, huh?
No, are you?
I don't know. I don't remember the storyline of the game that much. So, depending on the price, I might get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I did see the graphics of it though. It's supposed to be in 4K, and I don't know what they showed in the trailer, but it was nowhere near 4K. It was maybe PS3 level graphics.
Yeah, I mean, you're not a game that's that old though. You're not gonna be able to. I feel like remaster as easily. Also, you don't have a 4K laptop, so you're not seeing really what the graphics are gonna look like.
Okay, but it shouldn't look like a slightly upgraded PS2 game.
Fair enough. That's fair. I feel like I need to replay Mass Effect Andromeda.
I need to get that game and play it.
Yeah, I want to kind of see if you play it because I played as the brother. I want to see if you play as the sister, if it changes the story mode at all.
No, it probably changes the dialogue a little bit. I'm sure it doesn't change the story though.
Yeah, probably not. Did you ever play Saints Row 4?
Yes. Is that the one where you're
I,
the president?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate how like they made a fucking a weird relationship between you and Shondi, and then the fourth one it's just like, oh, we're just gonna fuck now, and yeah, that was it. I was just like, wow, that was some great character development to just have them fuck for like.
Yeah,
I was like, just the small amount of character development they put into this ridiculous game, they're just gonna fucking take a shit on during the fourth one.
well, yeah, because I mean, you played that game. It's about like aliens and shit. It's a ridiculous game anyway.
No, but I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. But the first and second one were so good.
I know.
It,
They were so
third,
great.
And the third one is just like, yeah, fuck you.
Exactly. They could have really made something, but they didn't.
God, it hurt my soul so much because I loved those first two games. And now how did Agents of Mayhem even do?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's even playing it.
Yeah, it seems like it dropped off the map pretty fucking quickly.
From the looks of like the trailers and stuff, it reminded me of Crackdown. I think it is.
Crackdown's making a new one.
Are they?
Yeah, apparently that's like a really loved game.
Are they gonna make it on PS4 as well, or are they still sticking to Xbox?
That's a good question. I know Terry Crews is signed back on.
That was a fun game.
I never played it.
Yeah. It's one of those time wasting kind of games. It's nothing like, ridiculously good character development or anything like that.
Did you have any desire to play WWE 2K18?
No.
I would probably play those games if they added fucking blood.
The only reason to play those games is if, like, you have someone else in the room with you to play it.
No, me and my friend played it. It wasn't like we played 2K16.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like UFC except there's no blood. So
it's pretty much only fun if you're 12.
Yeah, like there's just something about that blood added to it that just like, oh, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, well, the UFC games are only fun because you can do a shit ton of moves. And there's blood.
I didn't know Pokemon released a new game.
What? Like just another Pokemon game?
Yeah, like Ultra Sun. So this is what would make me buy a 3DS. If I know they already remastered like Red and Blue Edition, But if they remastered it for 3DS, I think I would buy one. Just for that. And you can get Super Mario 64.
Yeah, I don't think anything would make me buy a 3DS because I'd end up playing nothing but those 2 or 3 games.
That's the thing with Pokemon, though. You can literally play it for hours.
Yeah, sure. But it's not that good.
I had to stay home sick for one day back when I had a 3DS, and I fucking played Pokemon. This is when I was 20 years old. I played Pokemon all day in bed, like in between throwing up.
So a grown ass adult. Your idea of fun was just laying in bed playing Pokemon.
Okay, first off, no, my idea of fun is not throwing up every 5 minutes. Like, it was 5 minutes of Pokemon and then, like, 3 minutes of throwing up. It was not an ideal day.
Mm. Oh, God damn it. Yep, back.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's fucking up still.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Gotta love Skype.
Yeah, I mean, also shitty internet connections. Too bad we can't go to fucking Starbucks and record.
Right? And go
Probably
to a
gets-
fucking Panera and get better internet connection than here. They
Well,
must not
I
use
have-
Charter.
I have free internet, so I can't really complain.
Yeah. That might be kind of why.
But yeah, I don't even know if I would be able to upgrade it if I want. Like, if I wanted to pay for HBO, I would just like get a bill for $15 because I get free cable and internet. But I haven't even hooked up my cable for the entire year and 2 months I've lived here.
What? Why not?
Yeah. For one, I watch everything on Hulu and Netflix.
Sports.
So I go to my cousin's house. Okay.
Fair enough.
He lives 5 minutes down the street. And he has like NFL Network. I'm not paying for NFL Network. He actually pays for it.
Oh, he's
and
a
he pays
sucker.
for New England Sports Network too,
Why?
so that he could get New England sports.
But he can just get that anyway. He's in New England.
No, yeah, even in New England, you have to pay extra for New England Sports Network, which, by the way, still has fucking commercials.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. You gotta squeeze every dollar out of it you can. They can't survive. How are they supposed to survive?
Dude, even like even NFL Network, like the guy they have working the red zone desk, it's like they took some dude off the street and were like, or like straight out of journalism school, sports like journalism school, with probably looking to go into sports journalism. We're like, we'll give you $20,000 and a suit to report on football, and it's like he was like, deal. Like, that's what it looks like their budget was. It's like a $5 debt. And they were like, oh, you have to use that $20,000 to design your set as well.
Shit, I'd take it.
You make more than $20,000 a year right now.
So? I don't get a suit.
I have a fucking suit. Like, why don't
I
you have a
don't.
suit?
Why would I have a
You're
suit? Where am I going to go in a suit?
Because you're an adult. You're supposed to own a suit.
But I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere that requires a suit.
What if you have to go to a funeral?
Who? Whose funeral?
Anyone's. You go to a funeral in a suit.
Then I'll just get a suit then. Besides, it's not going to fit me by the time I have to go to a funeral. If I get it now, it won't fit.
I got a suit that when I was 20 that fits. Still.
Well, I'd rather have one that fits, like, when I need to use it.
Are you planning on gaining or losing weight?
I don't know. I can't see the future.
Probably gonna gain weight when you have a kid.
No, probably not.
You sure?
I don't know. I'm going to say, yes, I'm completely sure that I'm going to lose weight until I start gaining it.
I mean, you're just not gonna have time to work out.
Well, I don't know. I'll have to do a lot
Actually-
of at-home stuff.
Yeah, you guys aren't gonna live together, so
Well, not for a little while.
she's moving to Vegas, isn't she?
Yeah.
So yeah, when the baby is a newborn, you guys aren't going to live together.
Yes.
So you're not going to be losing as much sleep as her. Congratulations, you're terrible.
No, I'm great. Anyway,
You beat the system at being a dad. You're still there, but you don't have to deal with all the terribleness.
yeah, I'm one step above Raiders fan. Thank you.
First off, Raiders fans are the fucking best.
The best at avoiding child support.
I don't know what Raiders fans you're talking about. Raiders fans are fucking amazing.
Okay, yeah. Yep, sure
I'm
they are.
pretty sure it was 49ers fans who beat a Raiders fan to death in the bathroom. Might have been the opposite, but I'm pretty sure it was the 49ers.
Probably was the opposite.
No, because there's an actual 49ers like gang.
So,
There's no fucking Raiders gang.
that you know of.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't lived in California for like 6 years.
See? There could be.
Damn, I'm so old. I'm 24.
I'm almost there.
I just think Ubisoft needs to just let Assassin's Creed stop being a thing. Like, you gave it your best. It got a bunch of rewards. Just end it on that. Just end it on a good game.
You know, I was looking forward to it because they kept moving forward in time, which was
So
kind of
you're-
cool.
No, so if you actually like in 4, if you go to the read some of like the side projects, it says how it'll never move to like modern time.
Yeah, but I mean, we could have went to World War One, World War
No,
Two.
it said
all
it,
that
it said it
stuff.
wasn't gonna go that high. Well, no, there was a DLC that had World War II in it though.
No, I never played all that.
Well, it was for Unity, which was just talked about as the worst Assassin's Creed game
Oh.
ever.
That'd be why I didn't play it.
No, but it said how like car rides and shit would just be like too boring for the game. It was basically like a shot at GTA.
I don't know. I think it would have been interesting. They should have at least given it a shot instead of just going backwards in time and fucking everything up.
Well, no, everyone loves the idea of going back in time.
It's gonna suck. You're just gonna cover the same stuff you already covered.
But now it's like how the Assassin Order originated.
And that's good for 1, maybe 2 games.
Probably, yeah.
Just
I mean,
saying.
they're gonna milk the fuck out of it with DLC.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Should have made a Wild West Assassin's Creed. That game would have ended fucking quick.
That would actually probably be pretty cool. But you can't like Rockstar pretty much has Wild West games locked down.
Well, they got Red Dead Redemption 2, which will eventually come out one day, maybe, possibly, hopefully.
I mean, spring 2018 is when it's slated for. They literally have so much confidence in it being a good game, though, that they were like, yeah, we can afford to miss the holiday season. So I'm feeling good about it if they have that much confidence.
I'm not, because they probably had that much confidence in every other game. You know, like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5, they literally could have done nothing with, and people would still be like, ah, this was fucking great.
Oh yeah, they did nothing with it. They made the storyline and then was like, here's online, have fun.
No, I'm saying, like, they could have just made, like, the Trevor storyline, which, in my idea, was the worst, and people would have still loved it. Or people would have still bought it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck, it could have probably gotten, like, a 32 on Metascore, and me and you would have still both bought it.
Absolutely. I'll buy. I won't say I'll buy every single Grand Theft Auto, but for the foreseeable future, I'm gonna buy every single Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, shit, they're making a Planet of the Apes video game.
Huh. Is that gonna be any good?
I mean, this is all that the summary has. Planet of the Apes: Last Frontier is an interactive adventure narrative set in the world for Planet of the Apes. Release date Q4 2017. I feel like if it's coming out in the next 2 months, there should be a little bit more.
I feel like if it was a good game, it would have a little more hype than, 2 months before it came out.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have a date. It just says December.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be bad.
They're making a new Dragon Ball Z fighter. And already DLC more DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn. Already. There should already be DLC. I fucking hate DLC. How do people not have a problem with DLC?
Because it allows you to continue playing your game.
Fucking make a sequel.
Oh, because then you got to buy a whole nother game at $60 versus buying a piece of DLC that's like $20-$30.
Yes, but then you buy like 4 pieces of DLC, so you're paying like another $120
For a whole nother game's worth.
Except you're not getting the whole other game's worth.
But you are.
Maybe after 4 pieces of DLC,
Which will put you at $60.
No, which would put you at 120 if they were 30 and 80 if they were 20.
Or 60 if you buy all 4. See how that works? That's how they get you.
Yeah, but most people who buy the game day one aren't doing that. They're buying them as they come out. So you're spending like $180 on fucking just bullshit.
But the problem is, you take out DLC, it's just going to get filled with some other bullshit way of making money.
Or here's a crazy idea. Developers go back to making single player games.
That's never going to happen.
Why? Fucking there is good. I hope my recording's not getting my dog.
It's definitely getting your dog freaking out.
Alright, sorry about that, folks. No, like there used to be single player games and it was fine, and game companies were still millionaires. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, things have evolved. Things have changed. Online is no longer like an optional extra. It's kind of just expected in the game.
Last of Us doesn't have online.
No, it doesn't. But look at every other game. Some games are just based online. Like Destiny 2.
Yeah, fucking stupid.
Pretty much online only.
You think the new Wolfenstein's gonna be any good?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that storyline. I never played the other ones. Looks pretty good though.
It's kind of cool. It's like a $12 game. It's got like child graphics, but it's called Bomber Crew, and the idea of it, I'll read the just summary. It's basically a game where you like recruit your own crew for a bomber set in like World War II.
That could be interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
It's only $12.
Huh. Yeah, $12.
Can't go wrong with that.
I mean, it's just like an interesting indie game. I'm sure it's for PC.
There was another interesting indie game I played. Let me find the name of it real quick. Hello Neighbor, that one.
Yeah, you sent me, or you tagged me in that.
Yeah, the game's fucking weird. It's kind of cool though.
I mean, it's cool. It's adaptive.
Yeah.
Oh, so my fire alarm starts going off this morning, right?
Yeah.
And I have an appointment at 10. It's going off at like 9:20. So I can't leave my dog. So I have to take my dog to the school with me. But I was in my house for 10 minutes getting ready before, and like the first cop was showing up just as I was pulling away.
Right.
I'm not in a big town. It should not take the cop 10 minutes.
We don't know what the cop was doing before he got there.
Whenever I see the cop cars in this town, they're always parked in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. I'm not even being like, oh, cops only eat donuts. They're literally like, even at night when Dunkin' Donuts is closed, that is always where their fucking cars are parked, and it is 2 minutes away.
To protect and serve the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, Jesus.
Uh,
Huh. IGN has an ad for joining the NRA, and you get a free knife if you do it.
That's kind of cool. I want a free knife.
But you have to pay the annual membership of $30.
So it's a $30 knife.
Yes.
That could still be worth it, though. You never
It's
know.
not. I'm looking at the knife. It's not worth it.
That's unfortunate.
It's like free $30 knife, $30 membership fee.
Yeah.
So what's
free.
the deal with Skyrim and Fallout VR? Like, you're not going to be able to move?
If I remember correctly, you move, but you teleport. It's not the normal. It's not moving in the normal sense of moving.
So it's basically like an interactive movie then.
More or less, that's about what you get. But VR is not. It's not come that far yet, so you got to give VR some time.
There's like a warehouse there where they made it the perfect size, so you and your friends, like, you get like fake guns, but like they look like the guns you're playing with in the zombie game, and you shoot and you move around and shit.
Yeah, so they needed an entire warehouse to do that. We're trying to. I'm thinking like you got to make this work in a living room or something.
Well, no, it's so you can like move around and shoot with your friends.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying it's perfect.
They could at least make it work in your living room. Not something where you just jump around. Make like a little joystick or something.
I don't know. I feel like VR is going to be more of a thing for like parks and stuff. Like, it's not really something that's going to be used in homes. And I think they're making a mistake trying to make it so it's used in homes.
If they could do it in a way that didn't make the games kind of terrible, it could work. You could sell a lot. But
Did you ever play? Sorry, keep
what's
going.
that? No, what were you saying?
No, keep going. If you could make it work in a way that wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Well, if you could just make games that weren't based on teleporting around, that you could actually move in and interact
Yeah,
with
but like you said, you're not going to be able to play a shooter in your living room.
No, that's why you gotta. That's kind of where they gotta work on it.
Do you ever play the Evil Within game?
Evil. I don't remember
it's
if
like
I
a
did.
super hard survival horror game.
No, I think I watched someone play that on YouTube.
Yeah, well, there's like one mode that only has like a 1% completion rate on Steam, if even that. It's like a single hit from anything kills you instantly.
Yeah, that sounds doable.
And if I'm thinking right, you have to restart the entire game.
What's the point of even making difficulty levels that difficult?
No, that might be a separate one. Well, there's like a Doom difficulty level where, I mean, it's pretty much for when you beat it, but you have to restart the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I played Doom. I have it. I feel like I should play it more. I played it one time. I got pretty far. And I pretty much I played it for so long and stayed alive for so long that it was one of those things where the first time you die, you're like, fuck this game.
There's no way to save or anything.
No, there is. I'm saying I wasn't playing the game mode that restarts you. I had just gotten so far, like I had gotten to the point in the game where I just didn't die, and I was in like the 5th level, and then I died, and I had a checkpoint. Like I only restarted like 10 minutes before I died, but I was just like, yeah, I don't want to play this anymore right now.
It's always so defeating when you have to get respawned in a checkpoint because you didn't save.
Yeah, that's the hard, like fucking with Dishonored and shit. That's really Dishonored. That game's so fucking hard. It's ridiculous.
Why is it so hard?
Because you're trying not to kill in it, and it just makes it a little hard, and like there's just so much stealth in it.
So it's kind of like Hitman, where it's easier to just slaughter everybody.
No, because your enemies are still good at combat.
Oh.
But you're not supposed to slaughter everyone. Then like the more people you kill, it literally makes the game harder.
Really?
But you can only carry like 10 sleeping darts or sleeping crossbow hits at a time. It's just fucking like ridiculous. And that's, I mean, you can choke people out, knock them out, but it's still a pretty hard game.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, but still, you're playing as an assassin. Why are you gonna make the game harder for doing your job?
Well, you're not. Your job's not to assassinate every single guard that gets in your way. It's usually to assassinate one target.
No, but even with your targets, you can choose non-lethal assassinations.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's just fucking stupid.
I don't know. It gives you different ways of playing the game, and it allows for like extra trophies or whatever you want to call them.
Didn't you play that game where you can like play as a merchant? Can you go through that game without killing anyone?
Yeah. Killing people is kind of actually not a good idea in that game.
Why? What's so bad about killing people?
Because then you end up going to court and getting beheaded.
But what if you pay a very rich lawyer so you don't have to go to court? Huh?
Yeah. That's not how the game works. We're talking about the Guild 2, by the way. And
is it $2 on Steam?
No, it's not.
I probably won't buy it anytime soon.
Yeah, I know. You might as well buy the third one anyway. I bought the third one.
Yeah, and then you played it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was a waste of money. It's in early access, so it's very, very rough.
I did that with Arma 3 when it was still in alpha. So basically all you could do was the training missions, and people would design their own scenarios online, and it would just take forever to fucking load because it was still in alpha.
Yeah, and you got to load all the stupid things. Takes forever. Anything like player made though takes way too long to download.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's the same with CS:GO.
So the at one of the actresses who said Harvey Weinstein raped her, or I think she's the only one to say it. I think they all said sexual harassment. Now has an arrest warrant out for her for felony drug possession.
That's unfortunate.
This is weird, though. The warrant was issued in February for an incident alleged to have occurred in January near Washington, D.C. Okay, so if it happened in February, why is she now just getting arrested for it?
I think it probably came out after.
Authorities said they have been trying to reach McGowan to get her to go to court. She's a fucking actress. How hard is it to reach her?
Pretty hard? I don't know. How do you call Tom Hanks?
I don't know. It's a little fishy. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of sending a message.
I don't know. I don't know if it sends that much of a message.
It says don't accuse powerful people of rape.
Yeah, well, I don't
know. House of Cards has halted its production.
Well, yeah. That's what happens when your lead guy is gay.
Yeah. Nothing else. It was just because he was gay.
Nope, just gay. Nothing else going on there. Nothing fishy.
That's kind of. I mean, you're in the sixth and final season. Might as well end it.
I mean, they're acting like no one cares.
No, I mean, Netflix obviously cares. Enough to. I mean, at least he didn't, deny it. He says he doesn't remember it, but he admitted he had an alcohol problem, but this is what he did. But if I did behave then as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apologies for what would have been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior. I'm sorry for the feelings he describes having carried with him for all these years. Which, again on the Joe Rogan podcast, he talks about this. This is an event that happened 31 years ago. Like, not that it didn't happen, but your memory is so skewed from certain things that 31 years, like, you don't have an exact memory of what happened 31 years ago. Like, no one is going to have an exact memory of what happened
No.
31 years ago. So, yeah, it probably did happen, but it might not have happened in the exact way he said it did.
Yeah, you never know. Could have not have. I mean, he doesn't even know if it happened. So
You know what's fucked up? I was watching a clip from The View, and it was when Corey Feldman came out and said there's pedophiles in Hollywood, and the woman on The View was like, "You're hurting a lot. You're hurting an entire industry by saying this." Like, what a fucking bitch! Like, no, he's not. Like, or if your entire industry relies on pedophiles, it's not the best industry.
yeah, no, like yes, he did hurt the industry, but they needed hurt. You know,
Yeah.
like that needed to happen. Something needs to be said and done about that.
I didn't know this. Weinstein has apologized for the way he's behaved with colleagues in the past. That's he should probably just stay silent. That almost makes it sound worse.
That sounds really heartfelt right there.
Yeah. That's just worse. Just stay silent.
Mm-hmm.
Disappear like Bill Cosby.
Exactly.
There's a good chance Bill Cosby could spend the rest of his life in prison.
That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm betting on.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him. But at that age, like, that's just a shitty thing to have to deal with. Like, you probably have 3 years left. 4 if he's lucky.
Yeah, I mean, life in prison for him realistically isn't that long.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying, though, is like a 5-year prison sentence could be life in prison for him.
Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have done terrible stuff.
Yeah, true. I'm just saying, like, at 79, like, that's not an age you want to go to prison.
No, there's no point.
Like, that just... It's like, that dude who defrauded people billions of dollars. Like, he got a 150-year prison sentence. He was, like, 70. His lawyer was like, just give him 15. He's probably going to die there anyway.
Yeah, but
like,
you don't
nah.
want to give him 15 and then have him get out.
That's
Just
the
be
thing.
85.
The judge was like, nah, fuck that. 150 years.
Yeah. Yeah, give him like 20 years maybe. Probably won't survive that, but
But, so, how long did... So, OJ did 33 years, or got sentenced 33 years and did 7, I think, before he got parole. Or 11, hang on. How long was OJ in prison? You know, Florida tried to get him to stop him from moving there?
really.
Yeah, which I don't think is right. You shouldn't be able to fucking do some shit like that.
No,
Like, the
you
governor was
you
like-
can't just tell
the-
people where they can't live like that.
Yeah, the attorney general was like, no, we don't want him here. It's like, yeah, fuck you. Okay, he did 9 years in prison. Yeah, he was 9 years in prison, and he faced a maximum 9 to 33 years. So he was eligible for parole after 9, and he would serve a maximum of 33. Yeah, he didn't have 33 years left.
No, not at all. He wasn't gonna make it.
No, let's see how he's in his 70s now. So maybe he would have served 15 of those years if he was lucky.
Mm-hmm. You also don't live as long in prison as you do on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to live long anyway because of the fact that he's a football player.
Right. That definitely took a toll on his life, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, this alone probably. Damn, the only Simpson cohort to not negotiate a plea deal got 15 years, eligible for parole after 7.5. But yeah, it's just crazy. And the conviction was later overturned because the verdict was tainted by Simpson's fame, and Stewart's was released after a plea deal with time served. Damn.
Wow.
Did O.J. Simpson take a plea deal? Sorry, I'm just got sucked into the Wikipedia page. It's dangerous to go to Wikipedia on.
Always is.
Yeah. So I guess we should talk about this terrible terrorist attack before we end it here. End it on a little bit of a more somber note.
Because that's what you do, right? Just make it super depressing after.
I'm just saying, I don't want to make it super depressing. I just feel like we should mention that there was a terrorist attack.
Still there?
Yeah, I feel like we should just mention that there was a terrorist attack. I mean, I also want to tell people, Northern California fires, a lot of people were affected. That's my home. Please try to give money to that if you can. There's a lot of people that lost their homes. There's a lot of GoFundMes. And then if you would like to give money to our show, it would also be greatly appreciated. That way, when it comes time for us to get advertisers, we have a little bit more control over what we say. So we can be reached at Patreon. Hang on, let me pull this up.
Jeez.
Hang on. Well, it's so hard to find the URL on the Patreon app.
Well, you probably should have had that already.
Uh,
We'll just put it all in the description. It'll be in the description of the YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to. I mean, I believe it's patreon.com/politics, video games, and everything in between. No spaces, of course. And yeah, if you give $5 or more, you can send us an email with your audio, and we'll put it in at the end of the episode. Even if you want us to tell us to go fuck ourselves, like we'll put it in. I mean, obviously, if there's a shitload of people doing it, we're only going to be able to do probably, if each one's 5 minutes, then we'll only do 2. If they're a couple minutes, we'll do 3 or 4. But also, it's going to be pulled at completely random. So if people are like, oh, I keep fucking telling these guys to go fuck themselves and they're not picking me. Honestly, if you tell us to go fuck ourselves and we pick you at random, then there's going to be a clip of you telling us to go fuck ourselves in the end of the episode, because you paid us $5 to have that, to try to do that. So,
oh man,
I think it's fair if they're paying $5 just to tell us to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, patreon.com/politics. God damn it.
You good there? You stroking out? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the URL so I can just have it. Yeah, so for $5, if you want to give more, that's cool. I mean, you can give $1 if you want. Honestly, anything helps. Okay, log in again. Just gotta fucking pull this shit up. Sorry, folks. I'll get this out of the way. Trying to wrap it up here. Keep the. We'll have longer episodes probably eventually, especially when we do the Scotch tasting, hopefully in June.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be a 3 or 4 hours. That's we'll try to keep it under 3.5 hours for that one.
Yeah, we'll try. No promises though.
Yeah, that one's probably gonna have to be edited a little bit. God damn it. Okay, where do I?
Gee, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to look for the URL.
Well, I think they can find politics, video games, and everything in between on Patreon.
Yeah, God, that's politics, video games, and EVR. I don't. Can I? Yeah. So it is politics. Patreon.com/politics, video games, and everything in between. No spaces, no commas. That is it. You got anything to add for the end of the episode, Andrew?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share this on Facebook as well. Definitely trying to get some listeners right now. And hopefully next week, after we record our third episode, is probably when we will be switching to iTunes. When we'll be adding our episodes to iTunes. Maybe after 4 episodes, those will be added each day, and then we'll be doing 1 episode a week after that. Right now, the episodes are getting added kind of crazy because both of us, it just takes a shitload to edit when you're using Skype and you have to sync up. So yeah, that's our message to the 1 or 2 listeners we have right now. Yeah, like our page on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel will be looking a little more professional over the next day right now, or next week. We don't even have a profile picture right now. And I have a bunch of pirated movies for ads on the right side.
Oh wow, that's great.
You know what I'm talking about, Andrew? It's like someone added a movie that you're probably supposed to pay for, and that's the ad on the site. It's fucking great. Yeah.
Are you sure you're even on YouTube at that point?
Yeah, I mean, definitely am. It's just one of those things. I'm just like, why are these the ads? There's like one other podcast ad, and then we're not even the first thing that comes up when you search politics, video games, and everything in between.
No, we're not. We don't even exist.
We're the third one down. Podbean is just gonna. I mean, I like Podbean because it gives you the chance to set up with advertisers, and it's cheaper than everything else. But at the same time, your advertising is a free site. You should be like free asterisks, not free at all. Free if you do only 5-minute podcasts once a month.
Yeah, free JK.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it's also what you pay for $5 on Libsyn, so whatever. All right, so 3, 2, 1, stop. On.